Creature Commandos is a new DC animated show about a couple of villains, getting grouped together by Amanda Waller in hopes of, saving the world, because sometimes you need villains, you need bad guys to do good things, But this time it's not Suicide Squad, it's Creature Commandos. And the difference being is that the whole squad is not only filled with villains, but villainous monsters in quotation marks. Because half the monsters are actually just people that got experimented on, but we're not going to talk about that. Some of the characters in the squad are Dr. Phosphorus, a living skeleton looking man, Nina, a fish woman, the Bride, which is like Frankenstein's bride, and our dear boy Weasel, and how could I forget GI Robot. All these beloved characters are amazing in the show, and since the show just recently finished, I decided to make my own Creature Commando because I thoroughly enjoyed the show. And so today I will be creating my own original character on Creature Commandos, and it's going to be chaotic, cautious, creative, what's some other C words, cadaverific. But anyway, let me show you what I did. So I started off by creating the human version of the character, the original character that I wanted to make. Her name is Penelope Holland, and you'll understand if you use your context clues throughout the video, you'll understand why I named her that. So I start off the drawing by creating the human version of the now Creature Commandoist character that I made. The idea that I wanted to go for was a insect woman, or like a bug lady. I thought it would be pretty cool to have someone that could be like a spec ops person, like because they're so tiny they can like slip through crowds and like do some reconnaissance, and people won't really pay her attention because she's so small and they think it's like a bug, but when they look up close it's like, oh shoot, you're an actual like humanoid bug lady. So yeah, my idea was to create a bug woman. Very original idea, it's never been done before. That's a complete lie. I think a bug woman is like one of the most like generic go-to like creature designs to make, but I don't care. I wanted to do it because I thought it'd be a cool idea. And so yeah, I did it. And so I did some rough sketch. I did a rough sketch of the bug woman. I was trying to decide if I wanted to give her 6 arms or not, or 4 arms or not. And in the end, I decided not to, because when you really think about it, this is for the animation team, and when you're animating a show, you got to make the character design simple, because if they're not simple, that's going to aggravate the animators, and they're not going to want to animate that character. And so for the design, I try to keep it as simple as possible, but as detailed for me, because I'm a man of detail. I like little details. And so I was trying to appease the hypothetical animators of the character, but also appease my own brain and satisfaction. I would say the biggest challenge with this drawing was figuring out which parts to make insect-like. Like how she has like extra arms, which got taken away, but I made her hands like 3, I think she has like 3 fingers and like 1 thumb. Yeah, she has 3 fingers and 1 thumb instead of the good old 4 fingers. So I wanted to make her hands a little more insecty but still humanoid, and so that's why she still has a thumb. And then you can't really tell, but I tried to end up giving her a like one of those like backwards like bird feet, like backwards knee bird feet things or like the knee is like, well, backwards, and it bends non-human like. I feel like that was very insecty, and so I went and give her that. But you can't really tell with the pose because the pose is kind of like coming at you, and so I mean, I try my best. It is what it is. And then I gave her a big old bug butt. Yeah. And for this drawing, I decided to focus on the bug of a bee, because bees are cool, and it's cool to be a bee. So yeah, I would have went with like a moth or like a spider. I almost went with that, but then I was like, one, I don't want to look up references for a spider because I have arachnophobia, and then two, a moth is cool, but a bee is cooler because the code name of my character is Queen. That's not her actual name, obviously, but is Queen because, you know, a queen bee. And yeah, pretty clever if I do say so myself. So let me give you a little backstory of the character while the drawing is going on. So the woman's name is Penelope Holland. If you're smart enough, you'll see the wordplay I try to do there with her name. If you're not smart enough, then go read a book. I mean, no, I'm just messing. It's not that intelligent, but so Penelope Holland, Dr. Holland is a, was it etymologist? Is that the bug scientist? I'm pretty sure. If it's not, somebody correct me in the comments. But she's a bug scientist. She studies bugs and like nature and stuff like that. And she's trying to produce this like life-sustaining serum for insects and stuff. But you know, her science is just not advanced enough to make it work. And so instead of doing the cliche, oh, a scientist does an experiment wrong and, you know, makes them get messed up and they become a victim of their own scientific chaotic mind and start infecting themselves like Dr. Phosphorus and Nina and stuff like that, I decided to, with the help of a friend, this is not my original idea, my friend actually thought of this idea, so shout out to him. Because science can only bring her so far, Dr. Holland starts looking into other practices of the magical variety. And so she starts looking into magic, and eventually, after years of studying magic, she stumbles upon some dark magic, some hellish magic, some demonic magic. And so she ends up summoning a demon and making a deal with this demon to, you know, finish her like life's work and like try to find a life-sustaining thing or serum or something for like an insect, specifically bees, because, you know, bees are like the clutch factor of Earth pretty much. They distribute pollen and stuff, and you know, keep our plants alive and therefore keeping us alive. Don't ever put me on a TED Talk to talk about environment stuff. I said they get pollen and stuff. Like, no, like don't ever come to me for scientific tutoring, because you will fail. But anyway, so yeah, Miss Holland, she goes to a demon and asks and makes a deal. So yeah, she makes a deal with the demon, and surprise, surprise, you dance with the devil and you're gonna get burnt, baby. And so what happens is she gets tricked by this demon. I don't know how, I'm not going into specifics, but just know that she gets tricked, and she gets turned into like a little demonic bug woman. And the demon kind of fulfilled his promise of extending the life of bees, because he kind of merged a human lifespan with a bee, by making her a bee woman. So he kind of kept his deal, kind of like a monkey paw situation a little bit. And so what ends up happening after she gets turned into a bee woman, she goes on the hunt for clues about where to find this demon, because, you know, obviously he dips after that. And so she goes on the hunt to try to find clues about this demon and track him down and stuff, and, you know, re-summon him or like meet up with him again to like take back this demonic curse or whatever, like whatever happened to her. And so she ends up killing like demons in disguise along her journey, but no one really knows they're demons, or at least not everyone knows that they're demons. So she obviously gets some attention from authorities, the government, and that's how she gets associated with what's her name, Waller. I don't know why I was blanking on Waller, but yeah, she gets associated with Waller through that because she was killing some demons, and so that grabs her attention. And throughout her journey, she eventually acquires magical powers. She gets in tune with her little demonic self, and she starts using demon magic to control bugs, and then she could like kind of use them as Green Lantern constructs, if you will, if you like want to think about it like that. So like think of like Green Lantern, but instead of it being like green holographic looking like things or objects, it's like made out of bees. Like basically bee Green Lantern. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Or if you want to think about it, like, have you ever seen Rick and Morty, the million ants guy? That's pretty much the idea going on right now. So yeah, that's her little character arc, and I kind of like the idea of her and Dr. Phosphorus you know, becoming like close friends, because Dr. Phosphorus is a guy who he burns everything he touches, and he feels a little to himself and very psychopathic. And then Dr. Holland, they're both scientists as well, but Dr. Holland is she's like a bug. And so I like the idea of having the most dangerous man alive having a close relationship with one of the most fragile women on Earth, because even though she is strong with her like bug magic and stuff, if you hit her like once or twice, she's out for the count. She's a glass cannon. So yeah, I like the idea of them being close friends. And also like Dr. Phosphorus, and he needs a buddy right now. He needs a buddy. He's gone through a lot. But yeah, that's the character. And I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. I'd say the biggest challenge for me during all this was probably the coloring, because like she has like a big bug butt around her legs. Her legs kind of disappear in the bug butt, if that makes sense. Like there wasn't enough like value difference to separate it a lot, and then my lines are like pretty thin most of the time, and so they don't really separate like that. But otherwise, I enjoyed the drawing. I thought I did pretty good. I think I could have went thinner on some of the line work, but it is what it is. Overall, I give this drawing like I give it it's something speaking to me and saying give it like a 7.5. I feel like I'm getting all my drawings like a 7 or like around a 7 or 8, but honestly this one generally feels like a 7. Like there's like, it's cool, but there's something about it that just like tells me it's like it doesn't really feel quite like me right now. And just like any artist, I am, you know, still trying to figure out what makes me tick. Like what's my thing, what's gonna click in my head to be like, oh yeah, that's it right there, you know. But yeah, I think I did pretty decent with this. It's cool. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy the line art. The line art was probably my favorite part about this drawing, as it is with any drawing I do. The line art is always like my favorite thing to do, which is funny because I know there's a lot of artists that actually hate doing line art because of how meticulous and like exhausting it is, but I love it. I think it's great, and it's like really entertaining to watch like the time lapse back and watch the process of the line art. It's like kind of relaxing in a way. Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I think as far as my art style, I'm getting like super close to like a method that I like. The only part that I'm like kind of stuck at is the coloring and shading. Like that's the only part where it's just a little bit of inconsistency, and I needed to be more consistent. But yeah, I had finished, or once I had finished the drawing, I actually went back later to thicken up some of the lines and make them a little darker, because a lot of her features were kind of hidden behind some of the bright lighting and how some of the lines were like colored, and they all kind of disappear a little bit with them being so thin and then being like a different color that wasn't black. And so yeah, you don't see the video of me like editing it. I'll just put it like a side by side in to show like the differences of what I did, and yeah. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this drawing. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, solid 7 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm looking at the video as I'm talking right now, and it's actually pretty funny. I actually accidentally drew the hand backwards, the big hand coming towards the camera. I drew it backwards, and I was looking at it when I was drawing it, and I was like, why does this look so weird to me? It's because it was flipped. It was backwards. Her thumb was going to the outside of her body, not the inside. It's little things like that I'll forget sometimes in some of my drawings. Like if you guys go back to the Mortal Kombat video, the part where I drew Juri, I'm pretty sure she has like 2 left feet or like 2 right feet or something. Like I forgot to I don't know how I messed that up, but yeah, she has like 2 of the same feet in like the same direction, like 2 left or 2 right feet, and I can't believe I did something that noobish, that amateurish. It's like I've been drawing for like about 10 years at least now, probably more. Yeah, definitely more, but I've been like drawing digitally for about 10 to 9 years now, and I can't believe I made that some mistake like that. But that just goes to show you that even like, I'm not gonna say I'm the best artist, but even like when you're past the basics, they can still come back and haunt you and then just surprise you. I just thought it was funny. But yeah, something else about this drawing is the coloring scheme of it. At first you see that it was yellow, like mostly yellow and brown, but then at the end I changed the legs to the same like yellow beige-ish color that the fur collar thing was, because I wanted her legs to stand out a little bit, and I wanted it to look like pants. I was kind of going for like a in my mind as I was drawing this, I was thinking of like Android 21 from Dragon Ball Z. So yeah. And then I made her ears smaller because she looked like a bat. Like a bat out of hell. But yeah. Overall 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will see y'all in the next video. Coming soon. Probably, maybe, we'll see. And yeah. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next video. Like and subscribe. Bye.